Hey there, it's Danielle Burnock from DanielleBurnock.com. Love yourself from Survive to Thrive. That lady on the internet who loves you. Today with two things that can make you healthier. Two things. There are many things that can make us healthier, but today I'm going to share two things that you can do, that you can know, that if you will implement, they will make you healthier. They involve how you eat or what you eat. Two little key pieces of information. Just these two things. We have a ton of food to choose from, and a lot of it's good, and some of it we don't like, some of it we do like. And I heard or read recently, maybe you even saw it, this post on Facebook with the pictures of food that was in America, and they made it in other countries differently. I was really stunned by that. I didn't know that. Maybe you already knew that. Maybe you're ahead of me on that. But the same thing in America, they have this chemical in it that is banned in another country. So they can't make it in like Europe or Japan or some other countries. But here in America, they pump it out and people just consume it all over the place. But it's illegal in these other countries because they deem it to be unhealthy. So two things that how to respond to that kind of information. There's food that coming at us that how do we know if it's healthy or not? How do we know if it's banned here or in another country and it's just, pretending to be good for us here, or maybe we're pretending to ourselves that it's good. But two things. One is there are two different kinds of food. To boil it down to the lowest common denominator, if you remember math at all, the lowest common denominator, there are two kinds of food. There is food that God made and food that man made. Like apples. God made apples. God made oranges. God made olives. God made cows where we get meat. God made chickens where we get eggs. God made potatoes or onions. All the different things that come from nature and are naturally come from just growing out of the ground, or animals and such that have not been messed with hormones and all that kind of stuff, which that's a different conversation. But just for the lowest common denominator, did God make it or did man make it? Like if I go to the store and I pick up a box of crackers, God didn't make those. But that doesn't mean they're bad per se. This is just the lowest common denominator. I'm just drawing a picture between did God make it or did man make it? So and then when you cook stuff, then you made it, but what did you make it out of? Did you make it out of something God made, or did you make it out of something that was produced somewhere in some factory by someone? So that's the lowest common denominator, because if we choose the things that God made, those things are good for us. Those things are healthy. So if we choose those, we are choosing things that are healthy. So what do we do about the things that man made? They're not all bad. They're not all bad. I'm just drawing it just to recognize. That's the first one of the two, is to recognize there's two kinds of food, God made and man made. That's the first thing to recognize. The second thing is, out of all those man-made things, how do we know if it's good for us? How do we know if it's bad for us? Some things we just know, and I don't need to tell you, but I'm not here to bash on your choices. I'm here to give you information to empower you to choose what you want to do, because I love you and I want you to use your choice with intention and not go, oh, if I would have known that before, I would have done something different. And see, that's where our power of choice is powerful, because we have the choice to use that choice or to not do it, which is really a choice in and of itself. So then you go to the store, and everything that's made by someone that isn't God, there's a label on it. We have labels now. When I was growing up, they didn't tell us what was in stuff. I mean, maybe they did a little bit, maybe they didn't. But now they have to disclose all kinds of stuff, and you can read in some, it's like, oops, it's flour and salt and, annatto coloring. Well, those are three natural kind of things. We know what those are. You might not know what a natto is, but it's a kind of natural coloring, so far as I know. But you read those things, and then there's other things that we can read and we go, that's a mushroom, but it's like a really long word. We're like, what the heck is that? Well, it's not some naturally forming something or other, whatever it is. Might not know what it is, and if I cannot even figure out or fathom what it is, I bet you my body doesn't know what it is either, and that's not going to be good for it. There's all kinds of chemicals they put into things for lots of reasons, some for preservatives, for color, for addictive reasonings, and lots of reasons. I don't know all the reasons. But just, I'm boiling it down to two things to simplify, because I'm a simplifier. And when we go to the store, we can't have 400 different things to do, because then we'll do nothing. But if we're like, did God make it? Yeah, I can get that. Okay. And if man made it, well, the stuff that's in it, do I have any idea what that even is? Because you're like, some things, they're cancer-causing chemicals. They've been proven. There are the certain dyes and all the dyes. I don't know if all of them are cancer-causing, but some of them are proven to be cancer-causing dyes, and then they got these chemicals, all these other things. And so rather than having to get into researching, well, is this one, is it not, and how much is this, and this and that, just, do you know what it is? And if it's in your favorite food, then, maybe don't eat it as often, or maybe do some research about it. But to do it with intention, to do it with your eyes open, eat with eyes open with your food, because you can make healthier choices by just knowing this and making choices that go along with this. You can choose things that God made. You can grow a garden if you possibly can do that. I love having a garden in the summertime. And so two things that can make you healthier: choosing to eat what God has created, and the other thing is to choose foods that man has made that you actually know what the stuff is that's in it. Because if you don't know that stuff that's in it, maybe it would be better to pass. So the choice is yours, though. I want to be healthy. I want you to be healthy because I love you. And so I share this with you. Until next time, I love you.